What a fantastic point to analyze between Davidovich Fokina and Khachanov. Now, this video is courtesy of PTSO on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below. So let's watch the point, and then we'll analyze it. All right, let's check it out. Let's look at Fokina here first. Watch him land inside the baseline on his serve, and then watch how he hops backward. You need to add that to your serving practice. After you serve, learn to hop back into a ready position. If your opponent hits a really deep return and you're stuck in no man's land, now the ball's going to be at your feet, hitting a half volley from 3 feet inside the baseline. Practice serving and then moving backward. Let's check out the return of serve from Khachanov. Look how he hops forward. You got to make sure that you have pre-movement going forward in most situations. I will say this, if you have someone who you're playing against who can really kick a second serve, it's not the worst thing in the world to kind of make it look like you're going to be close. And then when they go into their toss, you move backward to try to give that ball a chance to drop down. But otherwise, moving forward into the return, being aggressive with your body weight going forward is a good thing. Now, this return from Khachanov was not great. The goal in a singles return, especially against a first serve standing this far behind the baseline, is to hit deep down the middle, as I mentioned. His return is not very deep. Ball lands in front of the service line. I will say this, though. I really don't think Fokina attacked this ball enough. This ball should not begin falling. He should be hitting this ball right now. He has got to be hitting this ball at the peak. But he lets this ball drop a little bit, and that just means he's not hitting the ball as early as he could be. He needs to move forward. When you get a ball that lands inside the service line like this, you can't wait for it to come to you. You've got to go forward to the ball, take it earlier. If he took it earlier, he could have hit this ball over here. He could have hit the ball over there, had better angle, give Khachanov less time, but he does allow the ball to come to him. Now, Fokina hits the ball down the line, and let's just play this out for a little bit, and he attacks. Now, there are 3 times to come to the net in tennis: serve and volley, when you get a short ball, and when you get your opponent in trouble. I would argue that none of those things happened. Obviously, he's not serving and volleying, but this short ball, he didn't attack it. He let this ball come to him, so he's still behind the baseline as he's striking this ball. So he didn't attack a short ball, and he did not get Khachanov in trouble. This ball right here does not do enough to get Khachanov in trouble. If he could have ripped it and had it land back here, well, of course, then coming forward makes a lot of sense. But he simply does not get Khachanov in trouble, and that's where things go awry for Fokina. Now, let's put ourselves in Khachanov's position. When you see your opponent coming forward, you have to think involve them instead of avoid them. So what are the shots you can hit? You can try to rip a down the line pass. You can try to rip a cross court pass. You can try to lob over their head, or you can just hit it low to them, right? Now, the lob, we can take that out. There's no reason to go for a lob. Fokina's 2 steps inside the baseline. There's no room behind him. So obviously the lob is out. So then we've got 3 choices. We've got the down the line, the cross court, and just low to him. Now, he kind of does a combination of cross court pass and a low shot. The shot that he goes for is on purpose going to land in the service box. I have a challenge for you. I want you to go out, whether you take lessons or just with a friend. I want you to practice your opponent coming forward, and you purposely spin the ball so that it lands in the service box. You want the ball to land short. And you can do that with spin. You can do that with taking a little bit of pace off the ball, hitting low over the net, so that the ball is going to be low by the time it gets to your opponent. That forces them to have to volley up. Now, I do have to mention, in fact, I just did a stroke analysis for someone on their backhand. This was actually yesterday. And I talked to this player about how what you don't want to do with your right arm as a right-handed backhand player is to bend the elbow too early, like you're doing a bicep curl. This is actually a perfect example of like a Jimmy Connors extension. You see this from Djokovic as well. Look at all of the space under his right armpit. You could fit a beach ball under there. Many recreational players, they have their elbow jammed against their side because they're just doing a bicep curl with their right elbow. In fact, I've heard coaches talk about the two-handed backhand as doing a bicep curl if you're right-handed with your right elbow. It's simply not the case. So I love the extension, super long hitting zone. It's almost like he's handing the racket out in front of him to Andre the Giant. That's kind of the idea. Then he follows through and the racket goes behind his back a little bit, but great extension as he hits. And the footwork he's using here is called a mogul stance. It's an open stance and you hop and you keep your feet under you. Absolutely beautiful. Now, when Khachanov hits this ball low to Fokina, he immediately starts running forward. Remember, 3 times to go to the net. Serve and volley when you get a short ball and when your opponent is in trouble. This is what in trouble looks like. Just look at this. He comes in, split steps, and he's stretching, and the ball pops up. This is the time that you want to start running forward. And you can see he's coming forward. Now he gets the short ball, and it's going to be so much easier for him to win the point with a passing shot on the second shot. So this is called a 2-shot passing shot strategy. Your opponent is attacking, so you decide to hit 1 shot low, step inside knowing that they're going to pop the ball short. Then you can go for the passing shot on the second shot. So he goes for the pass. Fokina does guess correctly, which in this situation you have to. You don't want to just stand in the middle and wait to see which way the ball's going to go because you'll never react in time. So you have to be willing to guess. You have to be willing to be wrong 50% of the time in order to be right 50%. If you wait to see where the ball is going to go, you'll be wrong basically 100% of the time, unless they just hit it softly right to you. So he guesses correctly. He does end up framing the ball, and then Khachanov is there to put the volley away into the open court. One thing I do want to mention at this moment is in this scenario, put yourself as a recreational player in Khachanov's position. When he hits this ball, notice he doesn't just stay here, but yet he goes forward. Watch, he hits this ball, and look how he moves forward, ready for a volley. He's basically, and this is what pros do, they prepare for the worst. They hope for the best, but they prepare for the worst. He hits this ball to the left, but he goes forward like, assuming that ball's going to come back. And good thing he was ready, because then he's able to volley into the open court. Such a fun point to learn from. Now, if you'd love to win more singles matches, then check out the new Rules of Singles by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Will Hamilton teams up with Craig O'Shaughnessy, the leading stats guy in the world for what's working on the pro tours and what's not, and he's sharing this information with you, the recreational player. To check out the new Rules of Singles, you can grab the Fuzzy Yellow Balls app in the description, or just wait till the end of the video when a link will pop up on the screen. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a local league at your level, or you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for Player Court. And it's playercourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. So click right here to check out the singles playbook with the Fuzzy Yellow Balls app. Go out and film yourself playing matches and check your strategy, footwork, and technique. If you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.